you support my writing and my YouTube channel. Oh, that's so good. That's so good. Guest appearance by my dog. Hello YouTube, guess who's actually been doing some editing work? It's me! So I think the biggest mistake that I made when I first started writing that I think a lot of people will make, and I still kind of find myself falling into this thought trap, is thinking like that your first edit, like once you're done with your first edit, that's it. No. My first edit of this book was still an entirely different story. With this particular book, I actually wrote it 2 years ago, the first draft. It might even be almost 3 years ago. I wrote it and then I stopped. I really didn't touch it for like a year, and then I went through and I edited it, and then I didn't touch it again for like another 6 months, and then I went back to it and I was like, I want to change this story. So I totally changed it. The main character's name isn't even the same anymore, so it's really different, but it's also kind of the same general message or central theme of the novel. And I think that's a big learning curve for writers, and for me, at least in particular, just learning that when I feel like my draft is done, I'm probably going to come back to it in 6 months and no longer think it's done. And that's really frustrating, and that can be really disheartening when you're writing and you're like, this probably isn't going to be the same story in 2 years from now. So why even bother writing it now? Well, I'll tell you why you should bother writing it now, because it is the most amazing feeling when you're finally editing a version of the draft and you're like, I actually think that the plot is good. And of course, it takes time to be able to come to that place. It takes time with editing and also time away from the story. So it's definitely worth keeping going and writing, even though what you're writing now, you might be like, this is crap. It's not even going to be the same after I edit it. Why am I writing it? Well, you're writing it because it will get to the point where you finally think it's actually good. I remember when I was 16, I had this dream of becoming a teenage author. And now that I'm almost 22, I'm like, if I had published something when I was 16, it would not have been a good book. And so I think the biggest mistake that writers make, and maybe I'm not the most qualified person to say this because I haven't been published yet, is assuming when you finish one round of editing that you're done. But I just wanted to share that because I want other writers to know, and myself, that it's okay to take a really long time on a project, and it's okay to write something, and when you're writing it, be like, this is crap, because you just need to write it, and you can come back and fix it later, or you can fix it later and then come back in a year and fix it again, or you can scrap it. Just get the story out, and then worry about the editing. So I just wanted to make this quick video to talk about the editing process, and that I am editing right now and I'm actually enjoying it, and that for writers out there who are maybe struggling to get that first draft done, or they're struggling to get that edit done, to know that like eventually you'll get to a point where you'll be able to read your story and be like, I'm actually enjoying this, and like the only edits I'm making are like grammar changes. So what other mistakes or tips do you have about editing? You can totally comment them below. Make sure you subscribe to my channel, where I will continue to post about random writing things, and I will hopefully give you all an update about my writing process come next week. I'm going to show you my dog one more time because she's still sitting out here with me because she supports my writing process. You're a good girl. You're so good. Oh, yeah.